Alright guys, welcome back again to this channel. We'll be treating the zone of that particular order block in which you are supposed to trade from. Alright.
Simply, they are just simply my zones. So when I marked them out because once price gets there, it tends to react. Once price, you can see price got to this one and reacted. So these are ways in which you could get a very high probability order block that would help you print lots and lots of funds. So if my price got or price action got into this zone and then it rejected off, and then I got into the trade and I was able to pack from this particular trend there. You see that now. So the same thing applies to some orders, as you can see right here. The same thing. See, these are my zones. Once price gets there, there are things it does and all of that together. So you must be able to understand zone. Make sure you watch that video. I will it's right on this channel. It's going to help you. Remember, if you're tuning in for the first time, do it to hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so you will be notified whenever it is we drop a new video to help your entire trading experience. All right, now since we're through with the zone, remember we're trying to this point now become our order block. So and remember, like what we're looking at, it must also have a fair value gap here. And now the fair value gap it should have um, would be this fair value gap would be sitting very close to the to the other block. I would say that it's not that you're going to be having a fair value gap somewhere. I mean, indicate it. It's not that you're going to be having a fair value gap somewhere here instead of here. And maybe you're just having some couple of even if you have a fair value gap here, there are still ways in which you could check. Like you see from this little illustration I did. From this little illustration, you could see that my price had to come through to this fair value gap and then pushed up. So it's not as if it's not going to be valid. It will still be valid. I'm still going to teach us how to trade fair value gap. Uh-huh. Later on. But for now, we're treating other blocks and then high probability other blocks. So it's your fair value actually is sitting closest to your other block altogether. And this now will become your change. It will become your change, your breakout structure, or would be because this now in turn would be your change in state of delivery. So this will now be our change of character. So that's what we're looking at. It's going to be our change of character. And then once it's our change of character, remember these are going to be our liquidity pool, our liquidity sweep. So from this zone, from here down to this point, is going to be our liquidity. So remember the essence of liquidity is so that there can be continuation in the market. Yes, because when there's no liquidity, the market is not going to be interesting. So for what makes the market interesting is that you have some persons countering, you have some sellers countering the buyers. Are we together? That's what makes market and makes the market interesting. So you have seller countering buyers, you have buyers countering sellers. At the point where you have all of these, different um parties, countering each other, that point is a point of liquidity. Because when they keep arguing and all of that, and later on, one of the party decides their plan of action as a result of pushing in fund at that point in time, then the trend of the market would now be on their favor. So if it's the bullish, if it's the bearish, or the buyers that are in in control of the market, so to say, then you have lots you are going to be having that bullish trend pull out together now. Then if it is the seller that's are in control, you're going to be having the bearish you know trend in the market. So this is pretty much how it works. So once you have this and you have this and it keeps moving, so you keep observing and all of that, then you apply all of these confidences and you're able to spot out what you want from your order block. Another thing I'm also going to still say here that is also still going to help you is that remember we talked about liquidity sweep, but in most of the cases your order block might not have it, but it's very important that it has it because we're looking at high probability together now. So let's go through the chart and see if you can find some couple of high probability order block. All right, so I just spotted one. As you can see, this is one. This is another order block here. You can see the change in character. This is actually breakout structure. As you can see right here, this is breakup structure. So we have to name it after what it is as breakup structure. Or we could say this is our, or we could say that zone is our change. And let's call it, let's say change, change of character. I think that would better, define this that particular, you know, axis for us. Change, of character. The reason why it is called change of character is because price was actually bearish and all of a sudden became bullish. So it became bullish and broke beyond, this liquidity here. So there's a continuation. So at this point, we could name it the change of character. Are we together now? Yes. So it keeps moving that way and all of that. And you could see the liquidity sweep right here. You see this liquidity here, and then this was actually a good one. And if you watch, you see that when price, this is a zone. Let me highlight it for us so we see clearly. This is a zone for us. So you can see real quick how treating this. I remember for this one, I'm still going to show us a couple of others. For this one, the other block has been mitigated anyways, because if you watch, price came into it at first and took off from here, so it has been mitigated. So in this particular other block, price came in again, and you could see it is still dishing out, good, uh it's dishing out, good trend from it. All right, now, so this is what I wanted to, this another one, although I've mapped out this region, waiting for price to, do all it wants to do in this point, do all it wants to do. Yeah, it could do something like this, come down, go up, bring it down to top, come down, clear that liquidity, clear this other one, then pull down up to this point where you have this other block right here, this other block right here, and then the remove continues. So it goes here, definitely correct if ever look at that is there, and then keeps, pushing higher and higher. So that's what I'm expecting price to do right here. As you can see, price should do this right here. So although I'm expectant anyways, but then this is actually a zone, a valid zone that I'm actually waiting for, because you can see like a couple of liquidities right there in that particular zone. So I'm waiting for price to get back to it, and then it's going to be a big push for me right there. So if this video has been able to help you, you've gotten one or two knowledge from this video, do well to hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever it is we drop a new video. So remember, you want to be part of our community. The links are right in the description. Or you're also looking for a funded account for you to be able to start your entire trading career. There's a I left a link right in the description of a program you could use. I've used it a couple of times and it's okay. And then you're going to be getting 10% discount on your first deposit. So pretty much that is how it is now. See you in the next video.